I'm sorry, Dave.
Oh, okay. Yep. Something's going on here.
Well, I have my background in terms of film is in dance film, and so that opening sequence kind of is a good illustration of kind of where I come from. I made a lot of short dance films, most of which I made together with Ben collaboratively. But knew I wanted to make a feature film, and I had written a few different screenplays, and then decided that for my first feature film what I actually wanted to do was to take a performance that I was working on and transpose that into a feature film of some kind. And I didn't know whether it would be a super linear narrative feature or whether how much dance it would have, how these different elements would kind of interplay. And so the result is this very hybrid form.
Make me a loser, no I am not a loser, I am a mover.
Well, and I think that a lot of that has to do with the way that it's shot as well, because I think you definitely get that sort of dance cinema feel at the beginning, and then there's a little bit more of a sense that, well, maybe we're in a documentary world, you know, and that was very intentional.
Yeah, and I feel like, the film is sort of about process and it's about result. It's about making art and it's about the act of making art. So I think we kind of had two sort of distinct modes of telling the story. One is about the process and maybe a little more of a documentary and improvisational feel, even though it was a heavily scripted.
Yeah.
And then the other was the actual art itself, the dance in the theater, and maybe finding a way to capture that was cinematic.
I had the luxury of writing for people that I knew really, really well, and who allowed me to distort them and to imagine what they would do in a situation that I kind of half made up, or something that was based on something that we all did go through, and then fictionalized it. But the fact that we had been through this very bonding experience of creating this work together and taking it on the road together gave us a baseline and a foundation that, that helped us. We had a scene that we talked through extensively, and we had, I think, a shared vision for how it was going to feel and look, and it was a scene that we shot in the middle of the night in the woods. And you said we had very minimal lights. Yeah. We had no lights, but we wanted to create this magical scene. Yeah. And you and Jacob and Tanya just kind of, it just felt magical to me because there was so little to work with. I didn't know where I was. It was just fantastic. I felt like I was looking at a diorama from an old, natural history museum or something. It was really pretty amazing.
Yeah. Anytime I work with Dana, this is the first feature, I always know that we're going to be showing something on screen that no one's ever seen before. I think anybody that goes to see Improvement Club, there's no way you know how this movie's going to end. There's no way that you are going to take one step ahead of the characters at any point in time. And so working with Dana, I always look forward to working with a director that's creating something new.
Be curious.